Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one and only Zebec network coin, right? We're going to go over the charts. We are going to go over some things we have seen on Twitter, whether it's in terms of information, just certain good points people are making. If you guys don't know, the whole market is bleeding, but we did call this pullback in advance, which is why I highly recommend you guys to join the Discord community, because that's where we do talk about all the micro moves, right? We talked how, buying literally down here was going to be great. And then we talked about how selling here, near the tops was very, very optimal, because we did call this out, and we also called that out in the videos after. But yeah, look, we drew it up, retest off here, expect it to go lower. So yeah, let's look at the technical analysis now, and then let's look at some very, very key points people are making. So look, ladies and gentlemen, right? This coin blew up. It blew up, right? We knew it was going to blow up for multiple reasons. One, it was in a huge consolidation for practically a year, right? For practically a year. I saw this coin, I was like, wait, this is very, very interesting. Then I saw price action, right? This huge weekly candle, this big blue one right over here, close above this structure here. And I was like, this is confirmation that we are going to break up and make good money, right? Make good money. So I was like, all right, let me double check this coin to see if it's worth it. And ladies and gentlemen, wow, have I became a huge, huge fan of this coin, right? Called that out in the community. Called out in the community. People got in, people made great money. I made great money, sold. And then we can see, right? Just not too long after, it was blowing up. Now, look, the thing is, everything is always due for a pullback, no matter how great the coin is, especially when the markets are bleeding, right? We could see, if we look at other coins, the markets are bleeding, right? The markets are generally bleeding. I know LA is like the exception, but overall, the markets are really, really bleeding, which we also did talk about like 2 to 3 weeks in advance, how we're talking about the global liquidity, Bitcoin expecting to fake us out to then go back up. But look, ladies and gentlemen, right? So we rallied up, we rallied really, really hard. We called the sells over here. I even made a video telling people like, guys, listen, this area over here is going to be the most optimal area to sell, right? And people were they were very positive with the video, but they still disagreed with selling your position or and I was just saying, like, look, I made 3.5 times. That 3.5 times I'm going to put into this coin, sorry, into another coin during a big dip. If that even just 10x's, my initial money I put in is a 35x from what I originally put in. So it just makes more sense financially and logically, right? Especially also in terms of risk. Because when something does usually just go up a lot, and also we know Bitcoin was going to dump a good amount, it just makes sense to kind of cash out and then reinvest lower, if anything. So the next question is, where is this coin going to go? Well, for me, at the bare minimum, we are looking to be taking out this weekly candle, right? We are looking to be taking out this weekly candle, as usually, ladies and gentlemen, right? We could even see before they really start to blast off, there was a lot of liquidity down over here, right? There was a lot of liquidity, and we can see we took it all out this week. And then the next following week, that's when we really blew up. Then again, we were chilling for about 2 weeks. And then again, we blew up for 2 more weeks. So at the bare minimum, I expect this coin to go under 0.004, right? If we go on the daily, that is going to be somewhere around the structure. Now, I do think Bitcoin is going to rally hard, and I still think this coin does have a lot of life left. So for me, dollar cost averaging somewhere between, let's just say, 0.0039 and 35 is going to be the most optimal entries. Now, we could technically go a little lower. We could, right? We could just retest off of these highs over here, which would be 0.0033. So for me, right, just generally this green box over here, right, the liquidity sweep that we see, right, this and down here is going to be the most optimal entries, right? We have this wick, and also technically we would retest on top of the last previous highs, making it the most fundamental, the most fundamental things in terms of structure, technical analysis are going to line up. So that is where I'm going to be looking to be buying this coin, buying more, because I do believe this coin has a very, very bright future ahead of it, right? And it is still at a very, very low market cap. If we go to something like Coin Market Cap and we even look at it, I believe it's probably around like 300 million market cap, right? So 350 million market cap. If we drop another good amount that I expect, so go from here, even like just say somewhere in the middle of these green boxes, even like 20%, then we could be seeing this coin very well be around like the 270 million market cap, which I do believe you should be easily seeing like a 20 to 30x, like at the bare minimum for this token. Like I truly do believe this is going to be. Wait, what is something? Why is everyone bullish when price is up, but silent or bearish when it's down? I mean, listen, human emotions, right? Human emotions. That is why you have to pay attention to charts. Why I recommend people join the Discord, because you do also get access to the videos, right? That's just how it is. But yeah, listen. So, like I was saying, right? For me, I do believe this coin will be doing very well this cycle. Now, a few things I want to talk about, right? That I saw on Twitter. We see a picture worth 1,000 words, right? We can see that MICA compliance coming. We can see more different types of compliance coming, and there's going to be more and more updates. And then we can all see from this person. So nobody's talking about how about Zebec network is almost 80% sold out. With the price still under a penny, they could see a sold out inventory soon. Do you know what happens when a coin gets sold out? So yeah, listen, of course, supply shock, those types of things. So obviously when more and more people buy a coin, there's less supply and etc. Then, supply shock and a huge pump. And they said Zebec was a scam. So some people are saying it's a scam. Some people are saying it's not. It's not a scam in my opinion. Also, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you got to remember, people call everything a scam, right? But we can see people are saying, some people believe it could hit 15 to 25 cents this bull run, which I mean, it is literally under a penny right now. It is, let's just say half a penny. It's a little bit less than half a penny, but let's say half a penny. So if we were hypothetically to hit that 15-cent mark, right, and let's just pretend we are literally half a penny, then we would be looking at, like I said, that 30x, which we talked about, right? More than likely, in my opinion. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye. Portfolio reviews, economic and global updates and news, frequent up-to-date technical analysis, and a very supportive community. Sell and buy calls and trading education is provided. If that sounds good to you, now is the time to act. Once the markets start moving, there is no I should have, coulda, woulda. Now is the time. If you want to take things to another level, we have the blueprint that covers everything from A to Z in crypto that you need. No fluff, no bullshit, just the most important news, fundamentals, and technicals to have you succeed in these markets.